Right, Stuart? It's quite interesting seeing this working. You're alright. So you got... this is Stuart. He's going to change over these pallets. Get the road for. So they actually haven't stopped the line. He's going to nip off, put a pallet in, and start it off again. Got a marker on the floor so that it sits in the same place every time. So that's the bringing back in action. Well, here's some more bodies. He's packing this other one now, these little potatoes. Stuart putting another bag onto the production line. Here we have Hi, how's it going?
Steady job, eh?
Aye. What's your name again?
Ian.
Ian.
He's Stuart.
Aye. Here.
Sorry.
So that's alright.
It's a bag of paper, eh? Another bag,
That's Ian. So the potatoes go up the elevator and they'll go up the stairs and have a look, see what happens to them. So they're being packed into 2 kilogram bags today. That must be the player. Here, go down and packed in the bag. So it's just a case of watching everything's okay. No bust bags. It's a big difference from the day when I was drizzling potatoes many years ago. Big difference. We've actually got 2 graders packing machines. If you can actually have this one in action as well. 2 brothers there, Stuart and Ian.
the biggest 2 weeks are the first 2 weeks of January.
This is your busy time,
really
aye.
busy,
It's really amazing. You don't realise just exactly what's what.
No, it's...
In my day, when I worked at Tinnell Parts,
Aye.
used to take them in 100-weight bags into the station with 3-ton trailers. Christ, imagine the time it took for you to do all that.
I couldn't do it now.
Handball them all into the
Too slow.
the wagons and straw them up. And
no, the way we work now, we can get a pallet anywhere in the country next day.
Right.
That's what we do.
So
it's all about speed now. Everybody wants everything yesterday.
so obviously, when do they start selling them? Do they?
Oh, they've been on sale since December of last year.
Right.
They can't plant them till about March, but
no.
Just that's what the garden centres do. They like to get them in early.
Because it's like everything else. If there's a lot to do, you can't do it all at once.
We're having to fit in a whole year's work in basically 30 days.
Right.
That's what we're having to do.
What are you doing through here today then?
They'll be grading the potatoes to go through the packing line.
Right. So that's.
I'm away to find some orders. Just watch, keep to the right hand side and watch for the forklift, but they're down the bottom there.
I've been told that we'd work. Right.
Watch.
Cheers, Dana. We're now in the other shed where all the potatoes are stored and graded in here. So these are actually into Hessian sacks. Probably going to a farm, not sure. Aaron Pilot. First early. Duke of York. Another first early. And this is where they're actually grading the potatoes from the boxes. Plenty of smiling and no swearing, mind. Plenty of smiling and no swearing. No, that's right. That's John Wiley. If I'm right, I think it is. I'll start at the start. This is some of the different potato brands. Not brands, just forget what you call them. Quite a lot I've heard of, some I haven't obviously. Varieties, that's the word I was looking for. Potato varieties. So last year it was nice and dry. Good harvest season. I did film them a couple of times. Said I would come back and see the packing in action. Grading. These are weir potatoes, too big for the seed job. The box is getting foolish. So this is John Wiley. Some of the other guys that's doing these potatoes here. So they're just going to be changing lines. We've put a ton in this bag. And obviously they've got to make sure there's nothing left. Get the varieties mixed up. Here it comes. So does that go direct to your farm?
They will do, that will be recycled into a different size of bag.
Right.
But we load them direct to farm.
So does that go through to the packing room now?
That'll be repacked into a different container.
Right, right. Because Stuart was saying that when you had the box tipplers, you had to be there all the time tipping them and carrying on, but now it's all gravity fed.
Yes, that's right.
So it's...
You just develop a system that suits your business, you know. What I do wouldn't suit somebody else, but we've so many different varieties, about 100 varieties, so you've got to have a lot of space.
A lot of space.
A lot of space and a lot of different types of packaging and size of packaging.
And we're just looking at your website, you started in 18 what?
89 I think it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've been in the go for quite a long time then?
A long number of years.
But at one time, was there more people doing this sort of thing?
Not really, no. Going back 30, 40 years ago, most farms in this area would all grow an acre or a couple acre of potatoes.
Right.
Some for their own use and some for selling. But as things changed and the cost of changing your machinery to update and modernise, it became unjustifiable to grow in just small areas.
The likes of Goldie, Logbury Peel, they used to do a lot of potatoes.
I used to buy a lot of potatoes from Davy Goldie, that's right. Most farms that had reasonable arable ground all grew potatoes.
Right.
Very few farms, either potatoes and or turnips. Very few turnips are grown now.
Very few.
Because of the expense of hand hoeing.
Right.
And the same with potatoes. There's a lot of labour involved in producing the crop.
So
unless you have a big enough quantity, it doesn't justify.
How many years since you actually stopped hand lifting?
Must be 25 years.
25 years?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
So you'll have seen the machines fairly progress in that time?
Yes, definitely. That's right. So, it's the same with the sprayers. When I first started spraying about 40 years ago, the sprayer only covered about 6 or 8 rows at a time.
Yes.
Now we're on to 24 metres, you know, it's tremendous
difference.
Difference. And big time saver as well. And then spraying in a potato crop, you need to get off at the end of the row, fold your booms up manually, turn round, come with your drills, line up your tractor, get off and then open the booms out again and you're up and down and up and down. But it was the accepted thing to do because there was no hydraulic control.
You didn't know any difference?
No, there was no hydraulic or electric controls of your booms or anything in those days. You just made do with what there was.
So,
same with pallets. I never used pallets and potatoes.
No.
I used to help the drivers build all the potatoes onto the decks of the lorries. And I've seen me helping to assist the load maybe 100 tonnes a day.
You're actually doing it? Help.
I went up, I lifted every second bag onto the lorry. Myself and the driver loaded all the lorries. Potatoes came up in the elevator, 100 bags, and we were going up to about 6 to 8 feet high in the lorry to get 20 tonne on it.
I used to live at Tunnel Parks. We used to take the potatoes into the station and build them into the trains. That was quite a job.
We used to load at Annan Station and Rosefield Station and all this country station.
Right.
And you destroy the wagons and put paper around to seal the joints and the doors. And you weren't supposed to put more than about 8 tonnes, but they would take whatever they could get in. So if you're lucky and you got a decent wagon, you could put 10 tonnes, sometimes 12 tonnes, but they're stuck to the roof. There's no space at all.
But when you consider the time it took for to actually take the potatoes into the station and load them into the actual wagons in the station,
there was a lot
then they had to be hand-bolted at the other end.
A lot of hard graft. Well, we used to first start growing potatoes. Potatoes were all stored in clamps or pits in the field, and they were all shovelled onto a petrol-driven potato grader with a grape, a hand grape.
I've done some of that.
They were sacked off, stitched up with a sack needle, loaded onto a trailer in the field, dragged out of the field, put onto a 10-tonne lorry. The lorry came to Annan, the lorry was then unloaded, stocked up in the warehouse, and then 2 or 3 weeks down the line they would be reloaded onto another lorry. So just lift all the time.
That's why you were fitter in those days.
Well, you're fit, there's no question about that. You could pick up a 100 bag and toss it over your shoulder.
One in each hand?
Yeah, just about, right. No, you're fit. It's maybe telling on the wee bit now.
Well, that's right.
But on the whole, no, it can't be fit.
There's a price to pay somewhere down the line.
Well, it's just like anything. If you're used to doing a job all the time, it doesn't do any harm. But if you suddenly go and dig the garden, if you've been sitting in the house all winter, you'd end up with backache.
Right.
Because you've not been doing it for months. But if that was your job, digging a garden every day, there'd be no bother to you after the first
So that's the secret. Keep doing it.
Keep active.